Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. I do want to thank you for joining us tonight, Friday, the 7th of January, 2022. Just imagine the first week have already been completed in the year 2022. Wow, time flies really fast. So viewers, as we start our program tonight, feel free to call in. Our studio lines are 2386716. We are live from 7 to 8 p.m. with a rerun the following day. Seeing that tomorrow is Saturday, the 8th of January. Our rerun will be on Monday, coming from 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. So viewers, share our live stream on Facebook, Saieed Real Talk on Facebook, on YouTube, TT Real Talk. Subscribe, hit the bell, and you will know when we go live. Remember, viewers, the year have 1 week into the new year. You might be thinking about what investment to make, what plans to, how to go about saving your hard-earned cash. Your retirement, you might get your retirement this week, next week, and you're looking for the perfect fixed deposit system to get a great reward. Real Talk Financing and Investment Company is giving you 2.5%. Remember that. Other financial institutions are giving you 1%. In some places you're getting 0.05%, but we are giving you 2.5%, viewers. Remember, Real Talk Group of Company is a registered company. We have all our bylaws, all our laws. We govern under the laws of Trinidad and Tobago. We're registered. We pay any taxes, whatever it is. But we are legal. We are licensed to lend money. So it's not something backdoor as how people would say, Saeed, you're running a Hindu credit union, you will fail like them. I want you to understand something. In the past 4 years, every single legislation and amendment and bills that Saeed stood here and pushed for, you the viewers of Real Talk with Saieed Ali saw it come to pass. So I'm not running a fly-by-night show. And the good thing about it is that I have been sponsoring my own program. Over $1 million a year. Every 12 months is over $1 million. So nobody can tell me, Saeed, you're running a business like the Hindu Credit Union to bust. So I would ask you tonight, did the Hindu Credit Union push for anything for you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, to benefit? No. I did it for the last 3 years. For the last 3 years, Saeed did it just for you. I even pushed for pepper spray, and you also, we got it right here. Right here we got it. So viewers, as we start up our program tonight, Trinidad and Tobago has recorded 2 more cases of COVID-19 Omicron variant of concern. Therefore, TNT has confirmed 17 cases of the Omicron strain. One of the cases had a history of recent travel, with patients returning to Trinidad while the second patient had no recent history of travel. The case is under epidemiological investigation. Both patients have been isolated and they will remain in isolation unit. They met the enhanced discharge criteria for persons with COVID-19 variant of concerns. The strain was confirmed via gene sequencing at the laboratory of the Faculty of Medical Science, University of the West Indies. So viewers, 2 more cases, a total 17 Omicron cases in Trinidad and Tobago. So here it is. It's Fire Friday, right here on Real Talk with Saieed Ali. The Attorney General is preparing an amendment to legislate which may affect the government vaccination policy, which he will hand over to the Prime Minister and the Cabinet. In an interview, the AG said it will ultimately be up to the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, as to whether the policy will take effect by January 17, 2021. The AG states that he is in the process of updating his position to report to the PM and the Cabinet, who will take the decision as the dates, steps and process. Arawi said he also intends to respond to all correspondence from the union. He added that he met with the health minister team and got clarification on certain issues arising out of the recommendation he received thus far. I will tell you something. If they make vaccine mandatory, I want to see what all them human rights lawyers will do in Trinidad and Tobago, because their rights will also be violated anytime that bill passes. Take what I'm telling all you. Anytime that bill passes, I want to hear what the Attorney General have to say concerning individuals who have been sentenced to hang, and human rights. Have the government spending tax-paying dollars feeding them in prison. I want to hear what the human rights lawyer have to say. Take what I'm telling all you. The opposition better step up, you know. The opposition better step up, because their job is to oppose nonsense that the government bring into effect for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Otherwise, all they resign and go home. All they wasting time. They're wasting time. Take what I'm telling all you. But have UNC members who just communicate with me, opposition MPs who just communicate with me, but now is the time all you need to stand up and show the people of Trinidad and Tobago that all you're fighting for them. Because anytime that bill passes, your rights to choose, freedom of choice, let me tell you something, you just lost it. So all those big time lawyers in Trinidad and Tobago, and nurses and doctors who refuse to take the vaccine, what's going to happen to all you? All of us stay home. But have two cases tonight, two interviews tonight with individuals who took the vaccine and what happened to them. I'm telling all you from now, anytime you hear you take the vaccine, your friend or your family, and you got complications, 238-6716 is the number to call in. If the Minister of Health wants to continue hiding it from the public, call me live. Call the program live and let the minister know what happened to you. Because I will tell you something. This was a real bacchanal, you know. Anytime that legislation pass, your freedom of choice, consider it going down the drain. You have no more freedom again. But, all those police and them who ain't take the vaccine, I wonder if they will report to duty. I wonder if they will be reported to duty. All the seniors and the SRPs and the inspectors, I wonder if they would report to duty. I wonder if Faris Al-Rawi ready to start to pay people loan and pay for schooling and pay for grocery, because thousands of people will be on the breadline. And what will happen? Chaos will take place. What is chaos? Larceny. Business, homes. Gonzalez tried to pass it in St. Vincent. Now what happened? He ended up in Barbados seeking medical attention because his own people went against him in his own country. And I feel that is the road Faris and the Prime Minister want to go down. I feel that is the road they want to go down. You cannot suspend my rights. This is not an SOE. And you cannot bring a legislation to suspend the right or to take away the freedom of choice from the citizens. Let me tell you something. If people decide to run amok in Trinidad, them ministers have to fly out, you know, and leave their asset behind. Take what I'm telling all you. If this was the Middle East or Pakistan or India, all they done fly out long time, you know. Long time all they done fly out. Because Muslims in them country, they will not tolerate this nonsense. They will not tolerate it. But we have the people now sitting back. You want to take the vaccine, you want to call in the program, but you want somebody stand up for you. So viewers, our first interview tonight. The woman named Reshma, and she's going to give her a little 10 minutes of what took place with her. Good night, Reshma, my dear.
Hello, good night.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I know you've been a little busy today and it was kind of unexpected on tonight. I know I was supposed to contact you a couple of days, but you know how it is when you was busy.
That's okay, yeah.
So, my dear, share with the public a brief synopsis of what take place with you and the family.
My father-in-law taking sick on Christmas night with chest problem, breathing problem. So our private doctor told us take him straight Mount Hope.
Okay.
When we went Mount Hope, they told us that he has to go to the pen because of the breathing problem. We admit him in there. The doctor told us we can leave to come home. And he told us that because of the breathing problem, they will have to swab him. His test came back negative on Tuesday.
Okay.
My husband finalized everything in the funeral home. And as he about to come home, they sent him a picture of his father to come in morgue to identify the body. So when my husband went, he did identify his father because of the marks, like birthmark on his foot, on his back. His father is, but the night that my father died, they dumped the body. The body was beyond anybody could see.
So the body was beyond recognition.
Yeah.
And
he died of a heart attack. But they did swab him and left him there when he died.
In Mount Hope?
Yeah.
Wow. But
so we had to seal his box like if he was a COVID body.
So they treated your in-law like if he had COVID?
Yeah.
Wow.
We had to seal his box, and well, our family know that that is their father because of the marks. But other family don't know who they bury. But in our case, we did recognize and we did know that is our father.
So because of the marks, you all identified him as your in-laws?
Yeah.
But the treatment they got was terrible?
Yeah. It's for storage.
Oh my God.
My father, I mean, he's a fireman and he looked jet black.
Wow. So now the decaying of the body, by staying in Mount Hope Hospital, how many days did he stay there in order for the body to start decaying? I mean, if you're enough to say decaying.
Right. Well, he died Christmas night, and we got the body Wednesday.
Christmas would have been Saturday?
Saturday night, yeah.
Saturday night, you got the body Wednesday. So in that 5 days, the body is supposed to be in a cold storage?
It was not in a cold storage.
We
have no idea where they dumped him.
Alright, so normally when somebody dies, right, and they put the body in a cold storage, whether is it a funeral home or the morgue in Port of Spain, the body is supposed to remain normal.
Yeah, yeah.
So after 5 days, when Ole got the body, it was beyond recognition.
Yeah. We feel really, really bad. Nobody could have seen him. Well, because of non-COVID, he died from heart attack. The death certificate is heart. His test also came back negative. They asked immediate family in the morning to come and, see the body before it came home.
Wow. So so for the body to decay, which means you were not in a cold storage?
No. Even the home said that. This is for storage. They received the body in that order, in that state. And there was nothing that they could have done but to tell us it has to be sealed off and put a picture on top.
Wow. So the funeral home confirmed that it was poor storage in the hospital?
Yeah. They received the body in that condition.
Oh my Lord.
When the guy saw his his DP and his ID card. He said, no way, this is not the same person. And he asked all the relatives to come up and identify and make sure that it's their relative.
So it's two different persons. The person that you were seeing on the deathbed and the ID card, it was two different persons you're looking at?
Yeah, so because of the marks, we was able to know that is our relative that died.
Oh my God. My dear, accept condolences from us at Real Talk Studios.
Yeah. I just want to let other callers, other family know what they are doing.
Thank you so much, my dear, for sharing it with us. Thank you so much.
Really sad. This healthcare system is the worst.
Wow.
It's the worst.
Thank you so much, my dear.
Thank you very much.
So viewers, are you hear what's taking place? Are you hear what's taking place? I saw a video circulating on social media. Funeral agency. Keeping a funeral. When the family see now funeral taking place and they walk up to identify the body, is a casket dressed up with a man in it and no man. It's real madness. It's serious madness taking place. And what is the health minister doing? Now this incident that you all just heard, it took place in Mount Hope. What is Mount Hope saying? Is there any attorneys? Is there any lawyers in Trinidad and Tobago that is picking up this matter? Or do we always have to pay a lawyer? Let me tell you something. Trinidad and Tobago flooded with lawyers. You mean no lawyer in Trinidad and Tobago cannot pick up a humanitarian case? It's sad. It's stinking sad. And Jason coming out now on a press conference and an interview to tell us, don't buy your oxygen. Don't take no oxygen home. Come in the hospital. Hey, Terrence, you listening? Are you listening? Trinidad and Tobago, when all you want to play, all you have on darkers is when it hit your house, your darkers will come off. Your darkers will come off. And then you will say, hey, you know, Saieed was really talking about this. Look at what happened to we. But I'm too late shall be the cry. Too late shall be the cry. Boy. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
I don't like what you're saying about the UNC, because for the past 6 years, they're going at the government and they're shutting them down in Parliament. The Speaker of the House, the President of the House, they're shutting down. Don't tell me to tell Cabinet to resign. You should resign.
Hey, thank God for me. You get pepper spray. Pass. So your wife and children could go in your station and get COC and get it to protect themselves. What are you doing? What you doing for Trinidad and Tobago? Just now your rights might be suspended. You want to call me and insult me? Your rights might be suspended just now. So which means if you're afraid to take the vaccine, you're going to take it, and when you get crippled, you're going to be like this. You can't call me and insult me. When I get done, you cannot do it. Because they may want to hear you. Now is the time for the UNC to step up. Because if that legislation passed to make it mandatory, your rights have been taken away. And the caller who called just now, he ain't going to have nothing to say. Not one single thing. Feel like afraid to talk? I ain't afraid to talk, you know. And I ain't afraid nobody coming at me. I ain't hiding behind no house and calling to this and to that where nobody can see a number. Trade union. The National Trade Union Center, NACTA, has warned the government that any lockout of public servant over their COVID-19 vaccination status is an industrial relation offense. NACTA told workers to show up and sign their registry and outline clause in the Constitution that it is said upheld the rights of workers to their wage and remind public servants to do their right to non-disclosure of their medical reports or records. Citing constitutional rights, labor bodies include the Oilfield Workers Trade Union, that's OWTU, has rejected the policy, saying they continue to strongly encourage members to get vaccinated, but that process must be voluntarily. You see, the Attorney General, not because he is the Attorney General of Trinidad and Tobago, you could just bring out a law to suspend freedom of choice from citizens. Let me tell you something, AG. When they had the 1990 coup, why you didn't come out and say something? Why you didn't come out and say something? When A.N.R. Robinson tell the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago to take Palm City and make it Apple because they banned apple and grapes from coming into Trinidad and Tobago that time. I wasn't wrong. I had to take Palm City for Apple. Well, I feel it's a joke. I outside here a long time. NACTA said, or states, those of you who are employed and you have not been given an official letter of suspension or termination, report to your workplace every day and sign the register. Constructive dismissal is the changing of an employee job or working condition with an aim of forcing him to resign. This can be challenged at the industrial court. Remember CWU recently, I believe 5 or 7 workers, when they went to work, they were not allowed to enter into the compound. When they take it to the industrial court, the industrial court, the CWU won their matter. They won their matter. So, we get through the next one? All right. So viewers, employees, go to work. So while we're saying that, I want to shout out a happy birthday to my good friend, Dr. Barrett. Is there? So this is my good friend, Dr. Barrett. You know, Dr. Barrett he enjoyed watching my program. And I believe it was yesterday, he turned 95. So I want to wish him a very, very strong and healthy 95th birthday in Trinidad and Tobago. So to my friend, may the Lord continue giving you health and strength to continue. Hopefully you will hit the 100. So viewers, we have another interview. Now this interview is a 16-year-old who took the vaccine due to the fact that it was mandatory if she wanted to go to school and complete her school-based assessment, that is the SBA. However, after taking the vaccine, her menstrual cycle have never been the same, and it was extremely late which sometimes never happened before the vaccine. So, good night, my dear.
Good night. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. Now, why did you take the COVID-19 vaccine?
I took the vaccine due to the fact that it was mandatory if I wanted to return to school to complete my school-based assignment. Now, if you are writing CXC and you don't have a school-based assignment, then it comes like you already failed the exam.
Okay.
So I feel like it was a threat to my education at this point in time.
All right. That's number one. So we cleared up that because of the SBA, the school thing. Right. Number two, can you explain what symptoms or how were you affected after taking the vaccine?
Okay, so my first dose of the Pfizer vaccine was given to me on September the 2nd, right? Mm-hmm. The second dose was on September the 23rd. Mm-hmm. The days of my second dose, I was currently on my menstrual cycle, right? Mm-hmm. So right after, like 50 minutes after, my period was extremely heavy and it has never been like this before. That was September, right? Mm-hmm. November, I had no period. But I got it in December 2nd. After I got it in December 2nd, it was extremely heavy with blood clots. Keep in mind, this has never happened before. Mm-hmm. Then mid-December, I had my period again when I'm supposed to be ovulating. Same symptoms that I had. It was extremely heavy. I was feeling dizzy. Mm-hmm. But it has never been this way prior to taking it.
Now, how long?
I've seen a doctor.
Go ahead.
I've seen a doctor, and it was recommended that I have hormonal therapy for the next 5 years.
For the next 5 years?
Yes. To
Wow.
regulate it back.
Wow. Now, how long after taking the vaccine did you start experiencing this problem?
Immediately after, because I was on my period when I took the second dose. So I guess since the first dose.
Now, have you reached out to anyone in the health sector in regards to the issue that you are currently facing?
When I went to my second dose, I asked about it, and one of the nurses told me that it would regulate within a short period of time. But clearly that didn't happen because it's still running how it was after I took the vaccine, which is irregular. So yes.
So because of the vaccine, I would say it upsets
Sometimes it
your
comes
cycle.
twice a month. Yes, it's deregulated. But before I had a regular cycle.
Now,
But now that I took it, my cycle has never been the same, and I now have a irregular cycle.
now, this might seem kind of hard to hear, but how are you coping with this now, seeing that you have a cycle twice for the month? I know a cycle for a woman, sometimes it will be very painful. Right?
Okay. Well, now when I took the vaccine, it's even more painful than how it actually used to be.
Wow. So you can't go out as much as, you can't do things as you used to do before?
No.
And you are only 16 years of age?
Right.
And a nurse tell you to take something for the next 5 years?
No, I went to see a doctor, Dr. Rajiv, about how it was after I took the vaccine, and he said that if it continues to be like this, you would have to do hormonal therapy for the next 5 years.
Wow. So since September you took the vaccine?
Right.
And from September, this is January, it's the same thing?
Okay, yes.
Wow. My dear, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your experience with us.
Okay, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. So viewers, you all are hearing what has taken place? I tell you, 2022 is a different year. A different year. I want the health minister to understand what is happening to individuals. And I want the Attorney General to understand by making it mandatory, you're making a mistake. Because you're setting up yourself and the administration for people to sue all you. That is what all you're going to do. That is what all you're going to do. Now I'm going to tell you something. I am not against the vaccine. There are some people who took the vaccine and nothing happened to them, like myself. Like myself. But look at the individual you all just heard from. Sadly, something happened to her. When Terence, remember Terence once said that here nothing about no menstrual problem with woman? Well, you're hearing it live now, Terence. You're hearing it live. And in the coming weeks, Trinidad and Tobago, if your friend or your family took the vaccine and you have complications, please call in. Caller, good night.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, caller, good night.
Go right ahead, sir.
All right. Caller, here what I the caller, but I want to find out something from you, Saeed. Crematorium in Long Circular Road, the government crematorium, is that working for free or you have to pay to do that?
But to be honest with you, no crematorium in Trinidad working for free. None.
Well, it was a government crematorium. Because here was one question I want to find out from reporters. When the Minister of Health was asked last week about the mix-up with the funeral home when the person died and the mix-up and the bury and the cremate the woman wrongfully. And he said that's a private matter. How could it be a private matter when the government, who gave Mr. Mr. Belgrove, the permission? Is only 5 funeral homes that are accepting bodies, so therefore it have a conspiracy in the Mount Hope Hospital, or the hospital, that when you die, it have 5 funeral homes, your body is being sent to these 5 funeral homes.
So therefore, it's nothing about private because the government has to say who authorized these 5 funeral homes as COVID homes to receive the bodies of the deaths of the bodies. So therefore, it cannot be no private because if the government gave these 5 homes permission to accept it and they blunder, it is held on the government to answer these questions.
I understand what you're saying. Now, I don't know the names of the 5 funeral homes, and I don't know. I heard you mention Belgrove, right? Now, I cannot say anything against Belgrove because I don't know. I want to make myself clear one time, right? So I cannot say Belgrove good or Belgrove bad. I cannot say anything concerning the homes and them because I don't know which home was appointed by the ministry. But I would look into it.
Did they say 5 homes were selected by the government and that they have authority to show I who is making which I working on 2 hospital. I have a link. I could call any one of these 5 funeral homes and send your daughter or your niece.
I understand what you're saying.
But there's not causing a mix up because there is no legal ramification from the government.
I understand what you're saying there.
My point is that when the act says a private matter, it cannot be a private matter when the government has authorized 5 homes
the
to
homes,
receive
yes.
bodies.
Yes, correct.
So it's a lie, it's deceiving the public, Saieed. So
I
they have
understand.
to answer.
Yes, because if the government select these funeral agency, which means the government partly responsible for anything that took place.
Definitely, this is my point, Saieed. So when he says a private matter, he's supposed to be held responsible because if you dig up and you do research, there's 5 funeral homes because a funeral home agency called in and said that he was not selected in the 5 and he was hoping that the government will share the bodies. So it's a real rat race now. They had to share the bodies, but 5 funeral homes, major funeral homes. So Mr. Belgrove have to be placed because he's the man responsible. He's the president of the association, and his home has been taken up the #1 position. So we went back to ain't getting none. He getting also. There is a corruption. So it's like a real market now, Saieed. But you have to investigate this.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. Like I said, I cannot say anything concerning the selections of the home. That's with the government. Whatever arrangement they have, that is dead. But, I mean, the government could have been fair. The government could have been fair with selecting a lot of more homes. Because just imagine they're renting a container storage to store dead bodies. Why are you paying rent or spending taxpayers' money to rent a storage to put bodies while you have funeral homes here? Why do that? Why not give it to the funeral homes? And I just want to say this, not bad talking Belgrove, but if Belgrove is the head of the funeral association, they will be well within their rights to select a lot more than 5 homes to get COVID bodies. I'm just saying, I'm not condemning. I'm not here to condemn. We are here to find solution. Trinidad and Tobago Registered Nurses Association has stated that unvaccinated nurses in Tobago are not under any pressure to take their jab ahead of the government by January 15, vaccination deadline for public sector. Now, on December 18, 2020, the Prime Minister declared all unvaccinated public servants must get their first jab by January 15 or be flogged. So Tobago nurses, they are not under any pressure. Let me see what's taking place in Trinidad. I know Tobago is the home of the Prime Minister. Trinidad and Tobago Registered Nurses Association second Vice President, Latita Cox, said, Tobago nurses have not yet been asked to provide proof of their vaccination status. Cox called Chief Secretary Fali Augustine and Secretary of Health, Wellness and Social Protection, Dr. Faith, had both said they were not in favor of the government ultimatum by public sector workers should be vaccinated by January 15th or stay home. Hence, Cox believes Tobago nurses do not feel as pressured to be vaccinated as their Trinidadian counterparts. Call a good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead. You're live on Real Talk.
Yes, first time caller. Yes, Saeed. I just called because I hear the young lady just now there talking about her menstrual.
Thank you for viewing and being the first caller. Go right ahead, my dear.
Okay, and I know of more than one. I have more than one female friend that having that same problem as she said. Right? They having the same menstrual problem and they having a weakness that they never had before. The energy is leaving them, right?
So the energy that's running down? Yes.
And I know of more, my cousin is one, and I know of others, male, who take the vaccine too, and they was bringing up blood, right? Clots and things coming up, and they not good. Look, my cousin right now, up to now, he in a mess.
Wow.
Forced him to take it because he would have lost his job.
Oh my God.
And people not coming out and talking. I don't know why people are scared to talk.
My dear, thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Yes, okay.
Let me tell you something. Anytime that mandatory vaccine policy pass, keep in mind your choice of freedom to choose. It will be gone in the wind. No minister ain't coming out to help you. No social development program is coming out to help you. Food card. It's right in front, my man. Listen to this. The Ministry of Social Development and Family Service has given assurance that the food support program is only under review and not being suspended. Now, this photo was being circulated. It has been circulating. The following news that the government intends to clean up the program to ensure only those really in need of help can access it. The food support program provides nutritional food support to many vulnerable households. Payment as followed. 1 to 3 persons per household, you're getting $510. 4 to 5 persons per household, you're getting $650. 6+ persons per household, you're getting $800. All recipients of the food support grant must be accessible regularly to ensure that they remain eligible for the grant paid by the ministry in accordance with the legislation and policy and procedures. Clients on the program are also guaranteed that they can continue to use their card and checks provided to acquire food for their household. So viewers, according to the ministry, it is up for review. But that letter that was circulating says something different. It says something different. Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead. You're live on Real Talk.
Mr. Saeed, to my first time calling. What these ladies are saying, that is the very same thing happened to me. My period didn't come for a whole month. It come the second month. I used 42 pads plus when all the pads run out. I was cut a bath towel, wash and dry behind my fridge. I get pain like if I were making a child. And up to today, my period come twice a month. And when I do come, I be scared. I'm so scared that I don't even want to take the booster. So, and my period sometimes it don't come at all. But I'm not sexually active. So I say, oh, your period not coming. When I look at pads, meeting pads, yeah. So it is true. This is affecting women.
So, all right. This occurred after you took the vaccine?
After I took the vaccine. My period, before I take vaccine, 3 days every month since I make my twins, and my twins are 8 years. Now I took vaccine, I'm sure to see period for a month. I'm sure.
Congratulations on the twins. So,
yes, thanks.
So before you took the vaccine, it was normal?
Normal. 8 years since I make my twins, normal period. And since I took this double dose of vaccine, I see real problem with my period, real problem.
So when the incident started happening, with the first or second dose?
It started happening just exactly the first dose, because the second time I get the vaccine, that is when it's more problem and with my more problem. Anything I take wasn't helping me. A whole month I bleed and more. I was afraid to go street anywhere, Kaka travel, just gushing down like I was scared. My sister said, go to the hospital. I said, no, they go say I have COVID, I'm not going there. And I stayed home. I took off all my clothes, I lie down on the ground, I ball. My two sons, 8 years old, don't know how to help me. What to do? I couldn't cook, I couldn't do nothing. I was scared. And I started to cry and bawl like if I get in pain to make a chai. And then I reached out to one of my friends and they tell me to draw the wonder, the wood and the ginger. I drink so much. I don't even think that helped me either, but it is truth. It is truth.
Thank you so much for sharing it, my dear.
You're welcome.
So viewers, when Terrence say it's safe, isn't that what they say, you know? As long as the ministry working, I don't have a problem. But when you coming out and saying when I take the vaccine, it reduced the risk of you getting COVID, Shamfa getting double dose, Prime Minister, oh God, well that is it. That is it. But he wants to make it mandatory. The AG drafting up something. Let me tell you something. All you're creating a war in Trinidad and Tobago. That is what all you're doing. These police officers and them. These ambulance drivers and them who in it every single day and seeing cases of vaccinated people, the kind of condition going on with them. When they go home and I tell their wife that, you expect their wife now to go and take it forcefully? Where is the human rights lawyers? Or they can't stand up to get individuals hanged. Who the court found guilty. Oh, they can't do that. That's against human rights. But what the Attorney General is doing, that's all well and good. Where's the Women's P&M League? Where are they now? How come we are hearing them? How come they must stand up for women? Them like they don't have periods or what? Them don't have no periods. Trinidad and Tobago. I went and get vaccine. Twice, my double dose. Only to travel. Only to travel. The AG and the Prime Minister wants to make it mandatory in the public sector. If you don't take your vaccine, stay home. Who's signing the document for the Attorney General to get his check clear from Treasury? Who's signing the document for the ministers in Trinidad and Tobago to get paid? Let me tell you something. This is the only show in Trinidad and Tobago talking about the reality that is taking place in our country. Because the rest of them is controlled media. Controlled. You see, you can't control my mouth because I supported my own thing. Others? They're like them pit bull on them, you put a muzzle on them. They can't say nothing. They say the truth have to come out. When Terrence said it's safe, 2 women went and take it. What happened to the 2 of them? What happened to them? Where's Terrence now? Oh, well, I never heard they had a problem with his cycle. Well, now you're hearing it. And I'm sure there are many cases outside there. I tell him my Baba went and took a strong, healthy red man. Strong. Went and took the vaccine and he can't stand up on the left leg again. It gone. Terrence balling, it's safe. No, I'm going to tell you something. It is your choice. It is your choice to take it. But you cannot suspend our rights. You cannot take away our rights to choose. Are you looking to create war? No. National Trade Union, NACTA, has called for the ministry to clarify how COVID deaths are classified. And Epidemiology Division, Dr. Avery Hines, sought to clarify this question. Hines states that the deaths that are being counted as COVID deaths are deaths that have either COVID-19 or individuals who are found. For example, those who have died at home who they knew had COVID. They also added that it is necessary to explain that there are categories that are put onto the death certificate: the direct cause, other significant condition, and if any concludes COVID-19, then it would classify as COVID-19 deaths. Listen to this.
The deaths that are being counted as COVID deaths are deaths that have either COVID-19 as the direct cause, meaning the individuals went in and had a COVID-19 diagnosis on admission, succumbed to their COVID-19 infection and were counted as COVID-19 deaths, or individuals who sometimes are found in for example, those who would have died at home. We know that they have COVID, we know that they had other pre-existing conditions, and whether COVID was a direct or a contributing cause to their deaths, those deaths are counted as COVID-19 deaths as well, because COVID played a role. It's also necessary to explain that there are categories that are put onto the death certificate: the direct cause, the premorbid conditions, other significant conditions. Any of these that include COVID-19 would then classify the death for our purposes as a COVID-19 death, because there is either a direct link or a contributory link to the COVID infection. We're not counting random individuals who died of something else and happen to have COVID.
Before I close off my show in 2021, I asked a question. If an individual have COVID-19 virus, and you died of a heart attack, how are you going to class that? COVID-19 death or heart attack? I asked that before I close off my show in 2021. That is what I ask. He noted that these deaths that have been classified via clinically looked at the individual cases now have all been dead or deaths, and the Ministry of Health have not counted a random individual who died of something else while having COVID. Could they answer that? Could they answer that? How are you going to class them as COVID-19 death or a heart attack death? I tell I just ask question that Journalists Media Association not asking. I'm not condemning the media. I am part of the media. But I'm asking a question. I'm asking a question. Can Terrence answer that? Can Parasham answer that? Can Avery Hines answer that? Oh, Saeed, they have COVID, but they die from a heart attack. Did I say something wrong? No. A girl contacted me Monday. I will try to get her to do an interview. Her dad fell down at home, went to Point 14, did a test outside, negative test outside. They carry him inside the hospital. They do a test inside the hospital, and you will come back positive? Point 14. She just sat down there in a mess. Call her good night.
Hello, good night, Saeed.
My friend, go right ahead.
We have 2 Hindu funeral homes. Already have the organs and things set up and ready to go on the ball. And you know they would not grant these people
Wow.
You know why? Because there's Hindu. They're fighting these Hindu people. And the next thing, that fella is a doctor. Heinz away, he a cough and go doctor. So you have to excuse him.
Thank you, my friend. I would like to congratulate the Pretty Larceny squad in the Princestown area. A man who pleaded guilty to stealing sweet potato faces up to 13 months hard labor, said Minister of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries. Now, Kennedy of Princestown was allegedly found on cultivated land and in possession of a white crocus bag of sweet potato produce on December 23, 2021. Now, he was charged by officers of the Pretty Larceny squad of the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries. So I just want to congratulate these officers for a job well done. Now, there are a lot of farmers who are losing produce. And the Pretty Larceny squad, they need to do a lot more patrols around the farming communities in Trinidad and Tobago, because I have received numerous calls that they are not seeing the officers on them. Some of them don't know where the office is to go and make a report. They end up in the station, and when they go in the station, they are turned away. First thing the officers will ask them, all have any witness? All have any evidence? But congratulations to them so far. So viewers, we are in critical days coming up ahead of us, critical time. And the AG is drafting up legislation to give to the Prime Minister. Let's just hope that this legislation fails, because this will be a different war in Trinidad and Tobago. Let me tell you something. Instead of the AG draft a legislation to help boost the economy, they want to draft legislation for you to take the vaccine. And some of them they might end up like these women and them that calling. Where is the P&M Women's League? All of them have periods? All they cannot come out and say nothing on behalf of the ladies? Well, tonight all I hear it live and direct. Nobody can dictate me, you know. When you decide to dictate Saeed, think twice, you know. I is not a fly-by-night man. I is not a side-the-road man. I am a professional businessman. My occupation is doing spiritual work. That is my occupation. Charge me for it. Call her good night.
Hello, good night. Bye.
Go right ahead, dear.
I want to make two comments. One, you did a good job. And the second thing is a question. Right? I just wanted clarification on whether the Prime Minister got the virus before or after he took the vaccine.
After vaccinated.
Okay, thank you so much, and keep up the good work.
Thank you, my dear. Because the Prime Minister got vaccinated. Well, the first time he wasn't vaccinated, but after he got vaccinated, the 2 doses, he come and pick up he come in contact with people and got the virus twice. And which would have been the third time is when the incident took place in Tobago, where the woman was bounced down by the golf cart. Remember, he went to, Scotland the next day, when they're supposed to be in quarantine. Oh, I wasn't around the woman, how much? 5 seconds? The Prime Minister, all I feel is joke. Call her good night.
Hello, good night.
You're right ahead. Go right ahead.
Yes, Mr. Saeed, good night. Hello?
Yes, go right ahead.
Yes, I want to know what it is the unions waiting on to make themselves and their membership be seen and heard, and why it is we're not hearing anything about this law, this bill that Mr. Al-Rawi carried to Parliament with regards to making the legislation with regards to the same mandatory vaccination. Why are we not hearing anything about that law and what's progressing with it?
I understand. Thank you, my friend. Now, Attorney General Faraz Al-Rawi is preparing amendment to legislation which may affect the government vaccination policy, which he will hand over to the Prime Minister and the Cabinet. So he put a legislation in place to make it effective. But he ain't coming out and telling the public nothing of what they're doing, if they want to make it mandatory, what are the clauses, what are the laws, what are the loopholes. I'm telling all the watchmen that I fix Trinidad and Tobago, they're crushing Trinidad and Tobago. They're crushing it down. India couldn't control it, Australia couldn't control it, the US and Canada couldn't control it. Gonzales tried to control it, but making it mandatory here in the Barbados. So what is the ministry doing down here? Huh? Let me tell you something, the truth is the truth, you know. The truth cannot hide, you know. Don't be a A&R Robinson and say, take Pump City for Apple, you know. What happened? Pump City for Apple, 1990, boom shot. You see, there are people who would not sit down and allow this to happen. You cannot suspend my freedom, you know. Nah. I sitting down in a room and I buy a box of candle. I'm telling you. So what is the Law Association of Trinidad and Tobago doing? Are you all willing to allow this to pass? How many of you said to your family, we're not taking that, you know? How many doctors now? Are you all going to stand by and allow this to pass? No other shows in Trinidad and Tobago, no other program that has been shown in Trinidad and Tobago. They are having interviews with individuals who have complications. This is the only one. Why? This is real talk. It's not a fly-by-night thing. I fed up hearing 20 dead and 40 with virus. What about the individuals who took the vaccine? What about their complications? Does the Ministry of Health have anything in place? All you want to create war. That is what all you want to do. You got to tell me, after hearing these cases here, you think I'm going to encourage my female friends and them to go take the vaccine? It's their choice. But when they hear things like this happening, they would not go. And as much as Terence they are saying, once they say it's safe, or it's reducing the risk of you getting COVID-19, Shanfa Kujo vaccinated and she got COVID-19, it didn't reduce the risk. I have many friends who took the vaccine months after they got COVID-19, it didn't reduce nothing. It didn't reduce anything. Let me tell you something, I am not about games, you know. I am not about here bringing the coin and only showing you one side and here showing you the consequences on the next side. No, I'll show you the both side. The both side. And that is why people don't like Saieed, because they're coming out with the truth. And nothing else but the truth. So friends and family, viewers of Real Talk, it's Friday. Today is our last live program for this week. But next week, please, from the 10th, that will be Monday next week, January 2022, we're going to start back our live program again. Feel free to call in and let us know the complication you have, because Terence Diasing don't know. Every hands don't know. The Minister of Health, the Attorney General, the Prime Minister, the President, they have never heard of complications with the vaccine. So we're going to make them known. If they don't know about it, when you call in the program, somebody will video it, they will go record it and send it for them. So we're out of time for tonight, but nevertheless, viewers, it gives me great pleasure to come here every night from 7 to 8 p.m. on Synergy Network. Our office are located on Caroni Savannah Road in Shogunas. Remember, if you're looking for the right investment, 2.5%, that is $2,500 on a 3-year contract. So viewers, as I say good night to you, I also say enjoy the weekend and be safe until Monday the 10th of January, where we will start back. Good night.